What is up, guys? This is MC Lover, talking about why do I love Halo 3. One thing, it is my favorite game of all time, next to a bunch of reviews like South Park: Stick of Truth, and so many other games that are fantastic. Dark Souls, amazing games. But why is Halo 3 amazing, and why do I think it's one of the best games I've ever played? First off, story. The story of Halo 3 explains what happened immediately after Halo 2. Even though Halo 3 was supposed to be part of Halo 2's campaign, they had time constraints, and then pretty much the original Xbox don't hold it. Even though the campaign would have been a lot longer than Halo 2, we would probably never have a lot of scenes from Halo 3, or even have those scenes, but a little bit cut down. But that's why I love it when they brought it over to the 360. They could have added so more to the campaign. They had even a lot, even though they did have time constraints because of this game, but they still made the best of their ability, and it is still a very good game, even though it had time constraints. Halo never disappoints with its campaign. Halo 1 invaded first-person shooters and also a compelling campaign story. Halo 2, on the other hand, didn't really compel to the campaign, but it compelled to its multiplayer that I'll get here in a minute. How did Halo 3 had a main campaign? It had start to finish action, with you and the Arbiter trying to stop the last leader of the Covenant, because he was trying to activate all the rings at once and trying to make a huge, pretty much nuclear bomb to the world. Going by what I think the campaign was, I think it was really good, even though it ended a saga, but also started a new saga that everybody, some hate, some love. I actually love Halo 4. And that's what I really think about the series. It had a compelling beginning and a compelling end. And if you want this to be one of your first games, even though you don't really like playing midway through the franchise, don't worry, you can buy the Xbox One Master Chief Collection. Even though the multiplayer is broken, it still has amazing 4 games on disc, plus a extra cooperative mode called Spartan Oz. Alright, Forge. Forge invaded Halo. It made it, instead of a good campaign, good first-person shooter, and it made it into, I can make my own stuff and pretty much make my friends pretty cool maps. Like, one of the biggest maps I always played as Halo 3 was on the 360 with a map called it was called Saw, and you pretty much had to walk through the map, and you'll get hit in the face with like crates or stuff like that. Or I mean, like one of the good game modes called Fat Kid, where the guy had a lot of health, but he had an energy sword and gravity hammer, but he was very slow, but lunging didn't really stop that slow part. It had a really good sandbox to it. Even the campaign even had sandbox and big maps that I can drive vehicles around. Even the Scarab missions that, like, you have to get in the Scarab, blow it up, and then leave. Those are also really good elements to the campaign of Halo 3. But let's go to the final part of this commentary, the multiplayer that was really good for its time. Multiplayer matchmaking really stepped up MLG as a whole, but also ended the MLG for Halo, unless we count Halo Reach. And yeah, it had a lot of good started of weapons and vehicles, even though some of the maps were kind of terrible, I personally think. But also we got maps from like Guardian and the Pit and Sandbox, Foundry, all those amazing sandbox maps. Well, except for Guardian, because that's more arena-style gameplay. My final verdict of Halo 3. It had amazing campaign, Forge, and multiplayer, even though multiplayer on 360 doesn't really exist anymore. But it is an amazing game if you should pick it up, especially the Master Chief Collection.